18, 16, 14. 15, 14, 15. 19, 15. 18, 16. Is the difference between the samples means significant.
So is there 0 below 14 from sample 1 to sample 2?
8 and 7, na?
So 14.
I know that. How many values are there? 2, 4, 6, 8. Is it not? Sample 2 only 7 samples.
Okay, sir.
See, for the independent sample, you can write as a note. For the independent sample, the sample size may be equal or not equal. For the independent sample, the sample sizes N1 and N2 may be equal or not. So N1, it is no need. N1 equal to N2 is compulsory for that dependent sample because we are taking from the same population. N1 equal to N2 is compulsory for the dependent sample. For the independent sample, that is not necessary. It may be equal or not equal. Okay, fine. Then we can solve the problem now. Write the solution for this. First, you have to calculate that x1 bar, x2 bar. Calculate x1 bar, x2 bar. What is x1 bar here?
Seventeen.
17.
Yes, sir.
x2 bar.
Sixteen.
Fine. Write that H0 here. H0 is there is no significant in means. That means there is no significant in sample means. That means x1 bar equal to x2 bar. But here we are going to difference there is any significant or not. Therefore, H1 alternative hypothesis x1 bar is not equal to x2 bar. That is, there is significant in sample means. Therefore, it is the two-tailed test. Is the two-tailed test. Alternative hypothesis is x1 bar is not equal to x2 bar. There is significant difference. Therefore, it is a two-tailed test. Please mute your audio. Mute your audio. Unless there is no doubt, please mute your audio. See, next one, level of significance. Level of significance is 5%. Level of significance is 5%. Aditya. Aditya. Aditya.
Sir. Sir,
Mute
sir, yes,
பண்ணுப்பா.
sir.
Mute பண்ணு. Okay. Level of significance is 5%. Next, we have to calculate that T. What is T for this? What is T here? Test statistic T is x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by sigma into square root of 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. In the last class, I have given two formula to find the sigma. One formula is sigma equal to square root of n1 s1 square n2 s2 square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. It is one formula. One more formula is direct method, that is, or we can write that square root of summation of x1 minus x1 bar whole square summation of x2 minus x2 bar whole square divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So here we are going to use this formula, second formula. We are going to use the second formula. So what is that? Summation of x1 minus x1 bar whole square here. x1 bar is 17. Summation of x1 minus x1 bar whole square is summation of x1 minus x1 bar whole square is 4, 0, 4, 16, 1, 1, 1, 9. Add this value, summation of x2 minus x2 bar whole square, 1, 4, 1, 9, 1, 4, 0, that's all. So what is sigma here? Sigma equal to, there is no place here, I am writing. So sigma equal to square root of, what is first one? Summation of x1 minus x1 bar whole square.
36.
36, 36 are plus
Yes, sir.
second one.
20.
20 divided by n1 plus n2. n1 is 8 plus 7, 15 minus 2, 13. That value is what is the value? (36 plus 20 by 13). Find the value. Sigma 36 plus 20 by 13.
So final is 2.07.
2.07. This one, this sigma value.
Yes, sir.
2.07. Substitute here. Say t equal to x1 bar. x1 bar is 17. 17, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Minus 16 divided by sigma 2.207 to square root of 1 by 8 plus 1 by 7. This value is
Sir, is it 0.933?
wait. Hmm. 0.93 is a calculated value, but the table value T 5% for nu equal to 13 two-tailed test. See in the 0.05 column. 0.05 column 13.
2.16.
2.16. Therefore, the calculated value 0.93 is less than the table value 2.16. That is the calculated value less than the table value. It's not accepted. There is no significant difference in sample mean. There is no significant difference in sample mean. This is for the independent sample. In case for dependent sample is that case 2, in case the samples are dependent. In case the samples are dependent. N1 equal to N2 equal to N. N1 equal to N2 equal to N. Some important notes are there. Note 1, the sample size should be equal for both the samples. The sample size should be equal for both the sizes. That means N1 equal to N2 equal to N. First point. Second point is degrees of freedom nu equal to N minus 1. Second point, nu equal to N minus 1. Third point, H naught x1 bar equal to x2 bar. H naught is x1 bar equal to x2 bar. Fourth point is alternative hypothesis. H1 is either x1 bar less than x2 bar or x1 bar greater than x2 bar. Only two cases will be there, particularly for this dependent sample problem. For the dependent sample problem, we are going to compare The two-tailed test is not possible for the dependent sample. For the dependent sample, always one-tailed test will be there. Fifth point, test statistic T. T equal to d bar divided by s by root of n minus 1. D bar T equal to d bar by s by root of n minus 1, where d bar is summation of di by n. Summation of di by n. What is di? Di means sample 1 value minus sample 2 value. Not sample mean. Sample 1 value minus sample 2 value. That is D. S value I am writing here. S square root of summation of D square by n minus summation of D by n whole square. So what are the important points are there for the dependent sample? You have to remember sample size always equal for both the samples. Second one is degrees of freedom for the independent sample. Most of them are done the mistake in the point, because if there are two samples are there, usually they are taking nu1 plus nu2 minus 2. But for the dependent sample, nu equal to n minus 1. Okay. In case the problem is dependent sample problem, if you are doing the independent sample problem, your answer will be wrong. Okay. You have to do the proper testing. Okay. Then H0 is x1 bar equal to x2 bar, that is default. But for that alternative hypothesis is one-tailed test will be exist. There is no two-tailed test. Okay. Then fifth one, test statistic T equal to d bar divided by s by root of n minus 1, where d means difference between samples. D means difference between samples. That is, if you are finding the difference between sample 1 and sample 2, that is the D value. What is S here? S. This is square root of summation of d square by n minus summation of d by n whole square. I strike out that. Please note that. Write one more note here. The sample test based on dependent on sample is also known as paired t-test. Paired t-test. The dependent sample test is also known as paired t-test. Write the problem. The following data relate to the marks. The following data relate to the marks obtained by 11 students in 2 tests. The following data relate to the marks obtained by 11 students in 2 tests. One held at the beginning of a year. One held at the beginning of the year. One held at the beginning of the year, and the other at the end of the year, and the other at the end of the year after intensive coaching. One held at the beginning of the year and the other at the end of the year after intensive coaching. Do the data indicate that? Do the data indicate that the student have? Do the data indicate that the student have benefited by coaching? Do the data indicate that the students have benefited by coaching? Test 1, test 2. Test 1, test 2. Test 2. Test 1 values are 19, 23, 16. 19, 23, 16. 24, 17, 18. 24, 17, 18. 20, 18, 21. 20, 18, 21. 19, 20. 19, 20. Test 2 marks 17, 24. 20, 24, 20. 20, 24, 20. 22, 20. 20. 18, 12, 19. See that both are equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 students, no? 1, 2, 3, 11. Okay, fine. But when you are writing the data, I'm writing in the board very closely. That's why I'm writing like that. So equally write that. Give some space and equally write that. Because we are going to find that sample 1 value minus sample 2 value. So we should not mix it. We can write the solution for this. So when you are writing the data, give some gap for this. Then only there is no confusion here. Write the solution for this. H naught x1 bar equal to x2 bar. What is the statement for this? What is the statement for this? What is the question here? Do the data indicate that the coaching
Students
class?
have benefited by coaching.
What is that? H naught. H naught is what? X1 bar equal to x2 bar. When the students are benefited by the coaching.
When x2 bar is greater than x1 bar.
X2 bar is greater than x1 bar. That is correct. But that is H naught.
So H0 students are not benefited
Not
through the coaching.
benefited.
Very good, very good. The students are not benefited by coaching. H1. H1 is X1 bar less than X2 bar. The students are benefited by. The students are benefited by coaching. Level of significance is 5%. And then it is a one-tail test, note down. One-tail test. Now we have to calculate the D value. We have to calculate the D value. What is D here? D is, I writing here, D. What is D? Sample 1 minus sample 2, X1 minus X2. So 2 is 2 minus 1 minus 4 0 minus 3 minus 4 0 minus 2 3 7 1. D value is 1 2 3. Okay, fine. D bar equal to summation of D by N. What is the value of D bar here? N is 11 here. N is 11. What is D bar here?
Sure, it's coming in negative.
Okay, no problem. What is the value?
Minus 0.09. Check it once again.
Yes, so it's minus 1 by 11. That's minus 0.090.
N equal to 11, na? Minus 11 by 11. 2
So
minus
sigma
1
D
minus.
is
Minus
coming
1
as
by
minus
11.
1. Yes.
So D bar is minus 1, na?
Yes, sir.
D bar is minus 1.
Minus
So,
1 by
No, sir.
11,
Minus
sir.
1 by 11.
no, not minus. Wait.
Yes, sir.
2 minus 1 minus 4, 0 minus 3, minus 4, 0 minus 2, 3. Okay. Last one is just fit. Oh, sorry. It is 22. 1922, not 12. One small change. So 1922 means minus 3 here. Are you getting minus 1?
Yes, sir.
Minus 1. So d square, we have to find the d square value. D square value, we have to find the d square. D square 4 1 16 0 9 16 0 4 9 9 1. So what is summation of d square here?
Sir, 59, sir.
$69, na? $69.
59, sir.
Check it once again because
Yes, sir, it's 69.
69 only, not 15. 69. Next step, you have to write that S equal to square root of summation of d square by n minus summation of d by n whole square. So that is square root of 69 by 11 minus summation of d by n is minus 1 whole square. That is plus 1. So S equal to what? What is the S value?
So 2.296.
2.296. Therefore, we can write the test statistic T equal to d bar by S by root of n minus 1. So that is d bar is minus 1 divided by S. S is 2.296 divided by root 10. This value
So 0.138.
but
Sir,
the
it's a
table value.
negative.
So,
So
1
what?
minute, sir.
No.
It's a negative, sir.
So what? We can take only that value. We will not consider that. Okay. It's minus 0.138. No.
So it's minus 1.38, sir.
1.38.
Yes, sir.
1.38. 1.38. Then what is stable value T? T 5% for one tail test for nu equal to 10. Actually here n minus 1. Please take n1 plus n2 minus 2. Nu equal to n minus 1. So what is the value of this?
Zero 0.7.
Therefore, the calculated value, see that the calculated value greater than table value, H naught rejected. Therefore, the students are benefited by coaching. Sorry,
So it's
calculated
2.23, no? T 5% of T because 0.05. I think she looked at 0.5 value.
No, I didn't see that. You are only seeing that. What is the value?
2.23.
2.23.
1.81.
No, no.
So for
I'm
one
not.
K, we're supposed to look at 0.1 column, right, sir? For 5%
1.81. Yeah.
So it is
1 point.
1.81, sir.
Okay, okay. 1.81. So calculated value less than table value.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
1.38 is less than 1.81, sir.
So H not accepted. Please see the table value properly. Otherwise, you will get the wrong answer. H not accepted. So the students are not benefited by coaching. The students are not benefited by coaching. The students are not benefited by the coaching. So in the t-test, there are three types of the tests are there. One is single sample test, whether there is single sample or two sample as given. We have to identify first one. Second one is even two samples are given. We have to identify whether the samples are dependent or independent. For the independent sample, the procedure is different, totally different. For the independent sample, sorry, for the dependent sample, the procedure is totally vary. So the identifying the problem is very, very important because they won't mention in the problem whether the samples are independent or dependent. Okay. And then you have to remember all the formula. That is much more important. So next one is F test.
So for the sum, can you repeat? Do we have to look at 10%? The for the table, we have to look in the row, column of 10%, like
Yeah,
0.1.
0.10 for one tail test.
Okay, sir.
No, no,
And
what is your doubt?
0.05 for 2.
For two
No,
tail
sir.
test.
T is 5%, right? So
Level of significance is 5%. Level of significance is 5%. One tail means 0.1 column. If it is an one tail test, 1% level of significance, then you have to see in that 0.02 column. 0.01 column for two-tailed test, 1% level of significance. So you should having that printout of the table with you. Then only you can write that on the top. Which one is 5% level of significance and 1% level of significance and one-tail test and two-tail test. All are totally differ.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Now F test. Next one is F test. Capital F test. F test is used to test the F test is used to test the significant difference between sample variances. Sample variances. F test is used to test the significant difference between sample variances. See, first you have to see the difference between t-test and F-test. T-test is used to test the significance of means only. Okay, that is even the variance is available in the problem, you are not going to test the variances. You are checking only the means by using the t-test. F-test is you are going to test only the variances. The means will not given in the problem. Okay. Now, F test null hypothesis H naught is sigma 1 square equal to sigma 2 square. sigma 1 square equal to sigma 2 square, or S1 square equal to S2 square. Based on the problem, you have to write whether they are asking that sample variances are equal or not. Then you have to use the two tail. And one more thing, there is no one tail in the t-test, sorry, f-test. There is no one tail in f-test. Only two tail test is there. Only two tail test. H1 is sigma 1 square is not equal to sigma 2 square, or S1 square is not equal to S2 square. Test statistic F equal to sigma 1 square by sigma 2 square. Sigma 1 square by sigma 2 square. Here one important thing is that sigma 1 square always greater than sigma 2 square. Sigma 1 square always greater than the sigma 2 square. So here the numerator always greater than the denominator. Numerator always greater than the denominator. So when the numerator always greater than the denominator, you can write that F always greater than 1. F always greater than 1. Here, how to find that sigma 1 square, sigma 2 square? Sigma 1 square equal to n1 s1 square by n1 minus 1. Sigma 2 square formula n2 s2 square by n2 minus 1. Sigma 1 square equal to n1 s1 square by n1 minus 1. Sigma 2 square equal to n2 s2 square by n2 minus 1. Here, sigma 1 square is estimated variance of estimated population variance of sample 1. Estimated population variance of sample 1. Whereas S1 square is sample variance of sample 1. Both are different totally. S1 square and sigma 1 square. Sigma 1 square is estimated population variance of sample 1. S1 square is variance of sample 1. You have to see the problem whether estimated variance is given or sample variance is given. That thing is given in the problem itself. Whether it is the estimated population variance or sample variance is given in the problem. Similarly, sigma 2 square. Sigma 2 square is estimated population variance of sample 2. S2 square variance of sample 2. In case variance of sample 1, sample 2 is given, you have to calculate that sigma 1 square, sigma 2 square by using this formula. Sigma 1 square, sigma 2 square by using this formula. Now, N1 is sample 1 size, N2 is sample 2 size. Sample 1 size, sample 2 size. Now, very important note is there. Here, F formula is sigma 1 square by sigma 2 square, whereas sigma 1 square greater than sigma 2 square. Okay. Usually in the problem, what we are doing, given the first sample is sample 1, the second one is sample 2 we are taking. But in the problem, don't fix that in the starting itself, which one is the sample 1, sample 2. Sample 1, sample 2. After finding that sigma 1 square, sigma 2 square, then you fix that sample 1 and sample 2. Which one has greater variance? That is sample 1. Which one has greater variance? That is sample 1. Which one has smaller variance? That is sample 2. Therefore, F also can be written as greater variance by smaller variance. F also can be written as greater variance by smaller variance. Any doubt in the point? In the T test and then other test, what we have done already, which one is first one we are taking, that is sample 1. Second one, whatever the second is given, second sample is given, that is sample 2. Okay, but in particularly for F test, don't fix that which one is sample 1, sample 2. First you have to find that estimated population variance of sample 1 and sample 2. Then you see that values of estimated population variance. Then which one has greater variance? That is sample 1. Which one has smaller variance? That is sample 2. That is one important note. Second one important note is degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom, nu1 is n1 minus 1, nu2 is n2 minus 1. It is important.